50 million bail surety for him, for you to secure the bail on that Friday?
Again, I have not sought the permission of this person to advertise his name. But I'm telling you that I have in my custody documents provided by this person who is committed to stand surety for Chairman Wontumi. And he has brought me documents who will aggregate to cover all the 50 million.
Was it Dr. Bawumia?
I can say no, because he didn't do that. And, well, if it hasn't happened, I don't need his permission to admit, because nothing of the sort has happened. I'm saying that the person who brought his document, and luckily I have the document. Okay. Anybody that challenges me, I will put it to him.
And it's a competent document.
It is competent, but not qualified.
Okay.
So I will put it to him and get him to read it. Master, I have no space in my life to tell untruths. Take it from me. If I commit something and you ask me, I will tell you. If I need to pray for forgiveness, I will so do. I don't enjoy lying at all.
Right. So the name of the person who came through for Wontumi, you cannot put it out?
Because I have not solicited his permission.
But you can say for a fact that Dr. Bawumia, former vice president, did not play any role at all.
I cannot say that. All that I'm saying is that I have not received anything from him. What I received from him may have been engineered by somebody else. But I am saying that document, although competent, is unqualified.
Okay. All right. And at any point did the EOCO...
And I don't see why that personalization is even necessary anyway.
Why do you think so?
Why should it be? We have a client in court. He has been admitted to bail. The bail conditions we are trying to meet. Indeed, let me put it on record.
Right.
It is not the job of a lawyer to find sureties for a client. No, it is not.
Whose job is that?
It is the job of the person and his next friends.
The accused himself.
When the court says next friend, then it must be people around you.
Okay.
Your family, your friends and things like that.
Okay. So let's move on quickly, because I need to bring in Dr. Sasante. EOCO itself, did they raise any concern about the sureties you brought at any point that Friday? No. To be honest with you, and when I say things like this, people get angry. But it is important to acknowledge everybody's contribution. EOCO, I called EOCO and told them that I have a firm promise, but it is delaying beyond your normal working days. Okay. Please, can you hold it and give me the opportunity to bring this? When my benefactor was organizing himself, and I prayed EOCO to extend the time so that I can meet the deadline. So they agreed. Surprisingly, even the time I gave them, I couldn't meet. Okay.
Because when the documents came, I had to, verify. I had to do photocopies. I had to put cover letters on them and
do all of that. But finally, you were able to secure the
finally, no, the bail had been granted.
No, I mean the sureties.
The sureties, yes. So
you got that on Friday.
I got that on Friday.
Okay.
So I went to EOCO with my sureties
on Friday.
And the justification on Friday, however late.
What time?
And they waited. If I was there around 8 o'clock, and they were still there.
Okay.
That is why sometimes I commend them for even giving me the opportunity to meet the expectation,
outside,
even beyond the time.
Right. But you got the surety.
So I got the sureties.
But your client is still behind bars.
Oh, yes. We went there. When we got there, they received us, and I saw all of them were there. Indeed, I was surprised. The executive director was there.
Raymond Acha?
Yes, he was there.
the technical assistant, special technical assistant was there. The lawyer for EOCO was there. Some other deputies were there. And I was shocked to find all of them there at that odd time. Nevertheless, I was exceedingly surprised to see even the people who had prepared to go to the site to inspect the properties.
Even around that time?
Even around that time.
So how would you describe their posturing regarding this case? That they wanted you to meet the conditions, right?
You see, it comes a time where you, even a public officer, you exhibit sympathies. Because much as they had done their job of, administering the law, they were still, the human face, the human part of it had affected them, and they were waiting.
Point well made. Why is your client still behind bars?
The reason is that when we had agreed to meet, bring documents, and even prepared to wait for me and all that, I didn't know anything. I got there with my sureties, and it was then that the lawyer for EOCO joined us in the meeting and said that he had received an application served on them, an attorney general, and that they needed to respond to that application.
Okay.
In the pendency of that application, they wouldn't go forward to execute the bail bond.
All right.
So we should allow them to deal with the application.
Who filed the application?
The application had been filed by somebody, not to my knowledge. And I want to emphasize this, not to my knowledge. Because if it was to my knowledge, why would I also be chasing people here and there and even be waiting in the office and even going to EOCO and getting them to also wait for us to go and do the same thing? And don't forget, 2 people were with me as sureties. Right. So why would I waste their time when I knew there was application?
Okay, and this application was filed on?
This application, I saw it had been filed the same Friday.
Friday?
Yes.
By who?
I will not disclose that when you get hold of.
But you are telling us that you had no knowledge of it?
I had no knowledge of it.
Ideally, you are the legal counsel. You should have known about it.
Listen, I'm telling you that I had prepared the same thing. And this is from my phone. But the official copy that I have prepared, I will show it to you the next time I see you. And I had prepared and had so advertised, and I had kept that as an alternative way to go in the event that I wasn't successful with my sureties.
Hold on for me, because we are running out of time. There's a short video I want you to look at, and I'll come back to you. So my producers play that video. Let's take a look at this.
To Honorable Brian Champon, who has supported me to file the documents. He has brought his documents to which goes over and above the value of money that is required. Yep. In me giving that statement.
Exactly.
So I wasn't.
So in that video, you confirmed that Brian Champon actually helped you.
In fact, the excitement, wiped away my caution.
Okay.
So I was so excited, having secured this document that was going to give me relief for my client. I was so excited, and indeed he was one of the sureties, and he was close by me. Unfortunately, they didn't capture him.
But here you didn't want to say Brian Champon.
No, because for me to mention his name, I needed his concurrence.
But you can say for sure that he played a very significant role.
Having played the video, I cannot deny.
Right.
Because now it is in public domain already. You have played the video. So, and I told you that I don't lie. So it cannot be a lie. It was not a lie.
So Brian Champon is just one of the people who helped you.
That's correct.
The other person is who?
Well, the other person is, like I'm saying again, I need his concurrence. The other person is a friend of Chairman Wontumi.
Okay. You don't want to put his name out there.
Because I don't have his concurrence.
Okay.
But if I had mentioned his name in this video, then I will be
right?
Okay. Quickly, we learned certain powers or people wanted to take over your client. Did that happen at any point?
I wouldn't say so. I have seen attempts at contributing to what we're doing. The only default in the various attempts have been communication.
Okay.
Well, if I'm doing something and you want to help me, I say thank you very much for your support. But I need to know, I need to understand the level of support, what you're doing and how and when, so that for nothing at all, I don't duplicate.
Those things did not.
I don't duplicate or even counter what you're doing.
Right.
It's important for us to be sharing information so that we are doing the same thing in support, or we are doing complementary things in support of what we are doing.
People did these things without your knowledge.
That application was filed without my knowledge, for example. So,
do you think it's a deliberate attempt to make your work look as though you are not good enough for the...
No. I had discussed that variously in the morning, that I had that as a plan B. So I wouldn't think that that person who filed whoever thought that I wasn't doing the right thing or I wasn't competent to do this.
Okay.
But and I will tell you that I will give you my application that I prepared. And then you can compare it with any application.
Okay, good.
And then put value on them.
Let me ask you this question. Do you think the EOCO is acting independently in this matter?
You see, law comes from Ecclesiastes. You understand? So if you want to do law and you understand Ecclesiastes, it makes your work easier.
Right.
There is a way that seemeth good, but the end thereof is bad. And I say it's in Ecclesiastes, isn't it? And this is invoked into law. In our constitution, when you go for interpretation, they say the text and the spirit of the law.
Okay.
So when you are practicing law, you don't look at the face of the law itself as the text. There is a spirit behind all laws,
so based
which
on
you need
what
to find.
EOCO is doing so far.
No, which you need to find.
Okay.
So, and the spirit behind, some people interpret it as unseen hands. Some people interpret it as common sense. So the laws...
What is your own interpretation?
Application of experience and common sense. Experience and intelligence. You see, wars are fought, but different wars are fought differently.
So in this case,
yes,
is EOCO acting independently based on your experience? And
I'm saying that in all cases of my invocation of any provision of law, I understand it from the standpoint, as I explained to you, that the spirit of the law is equally as important as the text of the law.
All right. Do you see
therefore,
certain people in the NPP who want to take advantage of this Wontumi case to, position themselves for certain political,
Master, when you are drowning in the river, you see straw, you want to hold on to it. You understand? So in the state that my client is now, if I meet the devil and he says, I can give you salvation, why not?
All right. Thank you so much. Hold on. Let me go to Dr. Sasante. He's joining us on Zoom. Sincere apologies, Doc, for keeping you waiting. Many are raising a lot of concerns in this matter.
Let me greet Prof first.
Okay, so...
It comes from my department.
All right, so...
my courtesies to you.
Yes, so Mr. Andy Appiah Kubi is extending this.
Andy, I salute you.
Right. What is your reading of this whole, case against Chairman Wontumi, who happens to be the chairman of the NPP's stronghold, the Ashanti region, and some of the politics being played around it?
Oh, if you look at it, I'm not a lawyer. My friend is a lawyer. He's giving you all the things about what we need to know about as far as the law is concerned. But the politics of it are some of the comments from the political elites and all that, and certain actions. I will not go into the law because my friend has explained all. But the politics, like you see MPs boycotting Parliament to go and then solidarize with their fellow member of the party. It's normal and it's political. Yes. At that moment, they will not be interested in looking at even the merit of the matter.
Right.
You need to go and show your face, lend your support, and all that. Whatever there is, you will still want to go along with the person. So it's normal. You saw Dr. Atoke's forcing when he was going to court. You saw NDC people, doing same, supporting him, and it's normal because you don't want to. Political parties are nothing but families that when you join not necessarily to just get power and govern, but also you have family that whenever somebody is in need, you must be there to support. So that's what we saw. You saw the mass-up, which is also political in nature. Whoever called the people to come and mass up there, nobody knows. But it's becoming a feature in Ghanaian politics, where whenever there is any legal matters of this nature, you see people massing up and the rest of them. As to whether they are right by law, the lawyers will tell you, right? Those are the politics of it. And then you hear comments that, this is, towards making sure that the party is seen in a bad light towards the next election and all that. If a member of the party is accused of something, let us remember that all these things are allegations that when everything is set, they are going to go into. And so nobody can conclude that somebody has done A, B, and C and it's concrete. No, we are all at allegation levels and the preparation, they are getting there. How would it affect the party? Because at the end of the day, you have not come to the end of the road where you've seen judgment and for which reason you want to read meanings into that. But where I sit, I can understand. These are all political matters and all that. But so far, I must commend Andy for what he has done so far. You realize that I read a story on your network.
Right.
And he repeated a lot of allegations that the man was going through hunger strike and all that. I say it's not true. This so and so. And that is very commendable. He spoke, the way it ought to be. What was the situation he was able to tell us. And I think that is something that I applaud him. And so it gives you an idea that whilst you're talking about legal matter,
right,
there's also the politics of it. But remember, law is born out of politics. So from where I sit, any time you see a legal issue and people put politics in, I know that
it's normal.
I am in the right place because political scientists begat the subject. Political science begat law.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Asasante, for.
And I was a member of his faculty.
Oh, really?
Yes. And he was my mate. He was our SRC president.
Oh, I see. He's soft-spoken by his staff. Right, interesting. Right, so tomorrow is Monday.
Yes, sure.
And we all are looking forward to Wontumi's freedom. Is it going to happen?
We pray to God that it should happen. Let me take the opportunity to commend and thank every one person who has shown support to my client, Chairman Wontumi. I would be most ungrateful if I didn't do that. And also people who have even supported me as members of the legal team, lawyer Ohini Jain for one, and this young man, Num Thompson, part of the legal team, Osei, also lawyer in Appiah Kubi, Jan Chibes, Asukwa, all of them bring ideas together. I do the advocacy. Sometimes you see a team puts the work together, and sometimes I do the advocacy.
Okay.
So I cannot take the credit all to myself.
Right.
And indeed, I may commend the two sureties so far, what they have done. I commend also Honorable Kennedy Japan. He was in my office for 2 hours. He was hoping that one of his documents could pass the test. Okay. Unfortunately, none of them did.
Okay.
If they passed, he could also have done what Honorable Brian probably have done or have could have supported him.
Okay.
But his documents couldn't pass my test.
Okay.
And I have...
We understand that now.
So let me commend also members of the public who have shown solidarity. I have received a lot of calls, people asking what has happened. And let me also congratulate you. The media have also been part of the struggle.
Right.
You have always been there. Even sometimes when I think that you've gone to sleep, you are still there and showing your presence.
Okay.
However small your contributions have been, they have been helpful.
Okay. Before we go, it appears that the woes of Chairman Wontumi is yet to be over. Take a listen to this.
I'm even informed that the FIC is also preparing its own docket.
Financial Intelligence.
Thank you.
Center.
So this is not the first time that an accused person at this stage, a suspect, is investigated in respect of.
So
yes.
That's Dafia Mekpo. He said that on Newsfire yesterday.
He is a lawyer, but you said
it means
a suspect, which means that there is no single charge so far directed at my client. He is a suspect. And trust me.
But this is in relation to his freedom. If tomorrow morning there's another case against him, then it's likely that he's not going to be a free man.
So if tomorrow morning there is an allegation against me, wouldn't I go in as well? So all of us are live at the mercy of God. So let us not speculate of bad things happening to your brother, forgetting that it can also happen to you.
Right.
So whatever he's saying, any one of us, all of us here, me and you, we can be suspects tomorrow.
Right.
So yes, it can happen, but yes, it can happen to him as well.
Okay. So tomorrow, what is the expectation?
The expectation is that good conscience will prevail. We will go through the process as law requires, and we will leave sentiments behind as we prosecute the legal agenda and complete it.
Have you spoken to the other person who filed this case so far?
I have spoken to relatives of my client to intervene and make sure that whatever is the obstacle for us to complete the transaction is removed for us to complete it. I will be most disappointed if we don't have the opportunity to tomorrow complete the transaction.
You are not sure if it will be action will be taken on that particular motion for it to
whatever advice I have to give to the next friends of my client, I have so given. Okay. I have been assured that the rightful thing will be done. So if the needful is done tomorrow, God willing, we will have a good day.
All right.
And I am saying that let us not wish our brother the trouble of life, because trouble of life hangs in the air for all of us.
Right.
So my prayer is that let us all ensure that there is goodwill in the air, there is sanity, there is justice, there is peace. The temperature, political temperature in Ghana is too high for our comfort. So once we bring the temperature down, everybody enjoys the peace. I thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you too.
To make some clarification.
Thank you too for coming through to speak to us.